in so just and faithful a manner, to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and of those whose interests thou hast committed to our charge. Amen. Please be seated. Thank you. Good morning. Yes.
Correction and approval of records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sittings of Wednesday, 25th November 2020.
Thank you. Good morning, honorable members and honorable ministers and members of the press. The record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Wednesday, the 25th of November 2020 is before us for consideration and approval. Can any honorable member please move a motion for correction and approval of the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Wednesday, the 25th of November 2020? Yes, honorable member for Upper Nyomi.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to move the records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sittings of Wednesday, 25th of November 2020 to be considered for correction and approval.
Thank you. Seconder. Yes, Lower Fuladu Est.
Thank you. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you very much. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Wednesday, the 25th of November 2020 be approved. Any issues or observations from honorable members, starting with page 1? Page 1 of the records. Yes, Jara is. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we started very late yesterday, and therefore the Assembly convened at 10:50 as opposed to 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Are you referring to page 1?
They said,
Page 1, where it said the Assembly convened at 10 a.m.
yes.
I stand
It
to be
convened at
corrected.
10:50.
No, but I think they're reporting the other paper, what was on the other paper of yesterday. But effectively, I know it did not, the Assembly convened much later. Am I right? Thank you. Page 2. Page 2. Page 2, please, one meeting. Page 3 then, please check the attendance on page 2. Excuse me. Page 3. Yes, Bofoni Bondali, thank you.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Alaji H. Shaw, name was registered twice.
Numbers? Where?
Number 50.
50?
Yes. And number 4.
Okay, we'll delete one of it. No? No. Yes, I think he's listed as being present and absent at the same time. That is the attention that is being drawn. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Page 3. Page 3. Page 4. Yes, Woolly East. Page 4.
Page 4, let's look at it. On the communication from the chair, the 7th line, where it says moved under clause 53C of the National Assembly. So read standing orders. You've seen it? You've seen it?
Any more on page 4? Yes, Lua Badibu.
Yes, page 4, the last paragraph. The Honorable Speaker further informed the National Assembly that the FPAC would lay its consolidated report in accordance with the said provision of the standing orders. The provision is not mentioned. Which section of the standing order is not captured? I am saying the last paragraph. The Honorable Speaker further informed the National Assembly that the FPAC would lay its consolidated report in accordance with the said provision of the standing orders. I say which clause or section of the standing orders is not mentioned, is not captured.
I would suppose there is a use of the word said, referring to the earlier referred clauses. Thank you. Yes, Jara East.
Thank you, Madam. Page 4, on the suspension of the Assembly. With your indulgence, I read, the Honorable Speaker, acting under clause 13.1 of the standing orders, suspended the Assembly for 30 minutes due to a technical fault experienced with the microphone system. I would suggest we say to the communication system as opposed to the microphone system. That's my humble suggestion. Thank you.
Will agree with me that the correction you raised on page 1. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Woolly East.
Just little correction. On the communication from the chair, the line before the last paragraph, the line, where it says in particular, finalize, in particular to finalize. That's how it's read. Thank you.
Yes. Any more corrections on page 4? No? Page 5? Page 5? Page 6? Yes, page 5, Basse.
Madam Speaker, thank you. There's 2 dates here, Tuesday 24th, Tuesday 23rd. Which one is correct? We have Tuesday 24th November. We also have Tuesday 23rd November. The full sentence, the Honorable Member for Jara Central moved that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday 23rd November 2020 be considered and adopted. And if you go further, you see it has on the question put and agreed to. It was moved and agreed and seconded that the record of vote and proceeding of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 24th November. Which one is correct?
On the question put and agreed to, when the question was put, for those in favor to say aye, the word please is left out.
Yes. Any more on page 5? No? 6, page 6, Lower Fuladu West. Is it on 5 or 6?
On 6.
6?
Yes, I think you said on page 6. Yes. On the question put and agreed to, it was moved and seconded that the August Assembly do consider and adopt the consolidated report of the Finance and Public Accounts Committee. The committee is missing there, on the findings and recommendations of the committees of the National Assembly on the draft 2021 estimates of revenue and expenditure of the Republic of the Gambia.
Page 7, yes, Jara Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. If you go to page 7, motion without notice under the standing orders 53 and 61-2. If you go down to the end of the paragraph, of the Republic of the Gambia, 1st January to 31st December 2021, both inclusive, so date is missing there. Thank you.
Talinding.
On the motion without notice, Honorable Member for Fonyi Brefet move a motion in accordance with clause 53 and 61-2 of the standing order for the Assembly to allocate 10 minutes. Allocate is missing there. It appears on question put to and agree.
Yes, the same rectification as mentioned by Jara Central. If you go question put and agreed to, the last line, both dates inclusive, the dates is missing there. Okay.
Jara Central raised it. Yes, Basse?
Yes, Honorable. Question put and agreed to. If you read the sentence up to the last where you have standing orders, I think it should be added here. To read standing orders.
Yes, Woolly East.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. The first line, the Honorable Speaker indicated to the Honorable members that those who wished, we are reporting, those who wish to take part. And then if you come to the second paragraph, the second line, where it says National Assembly of the provisions of clause 31. And Honorable Speaker, when you go to motion without notice, the way it's read, it looks like it's cumbersome. Let me read it for you. The Honorable Member for Fonyi Benefit moved a motion in accordance with clause 53 and 61-2 of the standing orders. Orders should be there for the Assembly to allot 10 minutes limited period for each member intending to partake in the debate rather than to debate. Yes, in the motion for the draft 2021 estimates of revenue and expenditure of the Republic of the Gambia, that's how it should, to partake in the debate, not to debate. Yes. Also, when you go to question put and agree to down, the same situation is there, to partake in the debate.
Any more on page 7? Any more on page 7? Okay. Page 8, the ensuing debate. Nothing. Page 9, then. Yes, Willie is.
Ensuing debate, the following honorable members took the floor and debated. We used to say and took part in the debate rather than debating.
Page 8, suspension of assembly under clause 13 of the standing orders for lunch and break. The Honorable Speaker, acting under clause 13.1 of the standing orders, suspended the assembly for 1 hour for break and lunch. It was suspended for lunch and prayers.
Tied it up. Thank you. Yes. Page 9. Page 9. Page 10. Yes, Banjul North.
Honorable Speaker, on page 8, I took part in the debate, but my name is omitted. Is it there?
Checking on these things to ensure that everybody is captured correctly for that matter.
Okay.
Can you refer us to the page so that the corrections will be done? Thank you. Any more? Page 10. Yes, Woolly East.
Page 10, Honorable. The second line. At this juncture, the Honorable Speaker called on the Honorable Member for Upper Salum. We should remove the "to" after Upper Salum. On behalf of the mover of the motion, to respond to issues and concerns raised. So we should remove, for the debate, we should remove that and say, to respond to issues and concerns raised on the consolidated report of the FPAC. Then after the FPAC, respond to issues and concerns raised should be deleted and we just maintain during the debate. Do you see how it follows? Yes. Also, the second paragraph as well. It says the Honourable Member for Upper Salum, on behalf of the mover of the motion for the debate on the consolidated report of FPAC, should be removed. We just maintain motion responded to issues and concerns raised on the consolidated report of FPAC. That would have served the purpose. And when you go to question, put and answer, agreed to, it was moved and seconded that the Assembly to suspend. We just say the Assembly suspends the adoption of the report. Yeah, thank you. You've seen it.
Your tag earlier on. All you do.
No, I just wanted to make a clarification. Like Honorable Tura used to say, FPAC should be F/PAC. I think the "and" is always missing in.
Thank you. Any more observations on page 10? No. Page 11, excuse me, page 11. No. Page 11, yes, Woolly is. Sorry.
11, Honorable Speaker, we go to paragraph 2. The third line, it says during the debates, we remove the S. And the next paragraph, the last line, it says winded up. We just say wound up. And when you go right down, it said the Assembly stands adjourned. We say Assembly stood adjourned. We are reporting about what happened.
Yes, Honorable Member for Jara East.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For the sake of consistency, the Honorable Minister of Health, in other pages we've used Honorable Minister for use for as opposed to of. Which one are we going to use? Thank you.
Anything else? The Honorable Member for Bakau.
Where you have the Honorable Minister of Health took the podium and responded to the issues raised during the debate. I think there is another minister who took the podium on before. That's the Higher Education Minister, and that story is left out.
Thank you. Lower Badibu, sorry, no, Lower Fuladu West it was.
Has been taken care.
Okay. So, are we, yes, Jara East.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Last page on the question, be it resolved that this, yes, on the question, last page, be be it resolved that this B up to these are all italicized, they are all in block letters. They should be in lowercase, and the August would be in capital letter as opposed to small letter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The last line, and to connect it to the order paper today, the Assembly stands adjourned till Thursday, 26th November 2020 at 11 a.m., but the order paper communicates 10 a.m. So I want to put it to the table office to connect the information that is coming from them. If the Assembly was adjourned for 11 a.m., and then the order paper is communicating 10 a.m. to us.
Before adjournment, in the middle of the paragraph, Honorable Speaker, acting under clause 25(1) and 86(8) of the standing orders, invited Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs, mover of the substantive motion, to respond to issues and concerns raised during the debate. I want to be clear, because S is added there. I think that has to be omitted. It's corrected. Okay.
Any more additions, deletions, observations? No? Thank you very much. In that case, we can proceed. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Wednesday, the 25th of November, 2020 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. Thank you very much. Clerk, can we proceed? Thank you.
Motion, Standing Orders, Clause 90. Committee of Supply on the draft 2021 estimates of revenue and expenditure of the Republic of the Gambia, 1st January to 31st December 2021, both dates inclusive.
Thank you very much, honorable members. The debate on the 2021 draft estimates was concluded yesterday, and today we will start to finish the Committee of the Whole House, which is the Committee of Supply, considering the provisions of the 1997, specifically Section 1521A, that is the provisions of the 1997 Constitution. Therefore, in accordance with Standing Order Clause 86(8), the Assembly will be resolved into the Committee of the Whole House, which is the Committee of Supply, to consider the estimates in details. Honorable members, the Committee of the Whole House, which is the Committee of Supply, has mandated the National Assembly under Clause 90 of the Standing Orders to scrutinize, consider, and amend the annual estimates. However, I wish to remind all of us of Clause 91(3) of our Standing Orders, that in considering the estimates at the Committee of Supply stage, we shall take into consideration the reported findings and recommendations of the Assembly committees and the Finance and Public Accounts Committee's consolidated report on the Assembly's committee consideration of the draft budget. And we shall ensure that, A, I'm quoting actually from the provisions of the clauses of the Standing Order. An increase in expenditure in a proposed estimate is balanced by a reduction in expenditure in the same or another proposed estimate, or B, a proposed reduction in expenditure is used to reduce a deficit in the budget. I therefore urge all honorable members, including myself, to kindly peruse through the provisions of Clause 91 of the Standing Orders, and that is the procedure at the Committee of the Whole House, which is the Committee of Committee of Supplies, throughout this process. And on that note, the Assembly now resolves into the Committee of the whole assembly, which is the Committee of Supplies. Thank you very much. So, honorable members, we are now to consider the estimates in detail, and this is the Committee of the Whole House, which is the Committee of Supplies. Mr. Clerk, my view is always blocked by this, so sometimes I don't see honorable members who want to take part, because when I'm up there, I don't need it, but I don't know how it can be adjusted so that I will have a good view of everybody. It's heavy. It's very heavy. No, it's okay. We'll manage it. Don't worry. Thank you. It's heavy.
Can you raise the seat?
Yes. Let me raise this chair. Thank you. Clerk, you have your reports, and we all have our estimates as well. So I think by now we're all familiar with the procedure. Honorable Member for Woolly East, how do we go? Part by part, head by head, page by page. I think it's better we go part by head by head. Head by head is better. Thank you. Get me the correct page. What page? Sure. Can proceed.
Head 1, Office of the President.
Thank you very much. It is head by head. Pardon? Page 41. Page 41. Am I right? Page 41? Okay, good. It is proposed that head 1 of the estimates, of the draft estimates, stand part of the estimates. Now, for me? Okay, thank you. Can we just... This would be his...
Proposal, Honorable Chair.
Just a second, I'm coming to you, yes?
I have a proposal.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Regarding the way we are going to go by this, each of these heads are under the purview of various committees, and this very domain was under the purview of the FPAR committee. I will suggest each of the heads that we are dealing with, maybe the committee chair or the FPAR can guide us so that we can finish that head as early as possible. But if we want to scrutinize when the committee actually deal their assignment with the ministry, I think if we go by that, it will help in the process. No, I'm not saying you cannot...
No, sorry, that's a proposal, but I'm just saying that honorable members may wish to have their input and give their suggestions. I think it is only fair we allow them, and during the course, the various chairs or whoever can. You see, the problem is we don't address the chair. So we have to address the chair, and if the floor is given, so that it will be for the benefit of everybody. He is making a proposal. Can you repeat your proposal?
Yes. What I was saying, Honorable Chair, is each of the heads that we are dealing with at the end of the day, it is under the purview of various committees. But this very domain, it is under the purview of the FPAR committee. I am simply saying members are not restricted to criticize whatever. But the committee chair can take the lead, or the committee members can take the lead. For instance, if you get to local government, if you get to education, the committee members can take the lead, and members will criticize who does not have the opportunity to be part of during their scrutiny process with the minister. That's what I'm saying.
I think, for instance, like the example you cited, when we come to local government, if the chair wants to raise an issue, he can. If other honorable members also want to come on board, they can. I don't know, but I have seen your observation, but I was just going to say that during the course of the debates or the interventions, it makes it easier for me to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So,
Honorable Chair, there is already the procedure is clear, and that's the procedure we must adopt. You've indicated part of the procedure, which is 91.3, that we will consider the reports of the committees as well as the report from the FPAC as we consider the estimates. But paragraph 4 is what is applicable. Here, either we submit amendment with notice, which would have been done by 4 p.m. yesterday, or without notice by handing over the amendment right now. Those are the only things that we can do. And it is already very clear under paragraph 5 that we submit to indicate what head, what item, what subhead we want reduction from and where we want to put it. That's where the proposal goes. So either we proceed or we adopt something else by breaking and saying, let all prepare everything we wanted to prepare if we have not done that, and then convene to do precisely that. But we cannot depart from procedure.
What I want to say on that is that I don't know, but If we are to do that, probably time will not be on our side to allow each and every honorable member who wishes to propose an amendment without notice by submitting it now. It means that we'll have to suspend, allow them time to come on board. So I'm thinking aloud, stand to be corrected and rectified by honorable members, if we can probably suspend that portion of the standing orders and allow honorable members to come up with their proposals as we go along. I don't know.
You are right, but that's what I'm saying, Honorable Speaker, that we are saying the same thing. What you are saying is what I'm saying. Do you want me to repeat it? Let me read the portion. It says, amendments may be made to an item, subhead, or estimate within the estimates. Amendment proposed to the estimates in the Committee of Supply shall be notified in writing to the table clerk. The deadline for notifying such amendments is 4 p.m. on the day before the day appointed for the consideration of the estimates. Any proposed amendments, notice of which has not been given, shall be handed to the clerk in writing. So it means that as we go by head, if we want any reduction, etc., we just simply note it down and write. And it says here, an amendment to any estimate to increase the sum allotted thereto in respect of any item therein may only be moved if balanced by commensurate reduction in that or another estimate. Every such amendment shall take the form that the estimates for the head be reduced by the sum, the subhead in respect of the subhead and the item, and the estimate for the sum to be increased by the sum, and it goes to the subhead and item. This is really what the procedure is. So we will indicate where the reduction is going to come, and if we want to put it elsewhere, where it is supposed to go, and then we vote on it.
It's for suggesting. Who is that from? Huh?
Yes. I think what the honourable member was suggesting, what the honourable member for Nyamina East suggested is pertinent. Each committee has been asked to deal with a particular sector. And like it has been read in the standing orders, that information has already been given because we had a meeting here and each sector reported, and items that they are proposing to be reduced have also been indicated in that report. So I think not having gone through the way he's read in the standing orders, we can now, for example, the Public Accounts Committee, we are dealing with head 1. We are suggesting an overall cut of 21 million from that. So all that, yes, so all that is left now is for us to indicate each item where we are suggesting a reduction. And we have a record of that. So we can submit that. Notwithstanding, members still can have their own say about whatever they want to be cut from that same place. But I think that would be a better procedure.
Well, it's not about better procedure, it's about that procedure exactly, which means that the committees now should prepare where they want cut and where they want to put it. It's consistent procedure.
No, sorry, honorable members, let's get it clear. What about the reports that they have submitted to FPAC? Where would that come under then?
Honorable Chair, in fact, we suspended adoption of the report.
Yes, let me ask honorable member for Woolly West. What will your response to that?
Well, you know, if you want to go strictly by the procedure, it means that committees will have to be allowed to go and prepare that for submission to you there.
Committees, maybe it's the formality of not submitting.
Can I say something?
But there's an other version. There's an option. In the absence of having submitted it yesterday, it can now be done. There's another leg. There's a plan B. If you fail in plan 1, you go to plan 2.
Chair,
and that's what some honorable members have done.
It's not a complicated matter. If you ask me now, we can do that right now. We can submit what we have. We have it already. Yes. So in other words, if you ask FPAC to do the same thing for all the committees, we can do it because we have a consolidated report. We can do that too. But if you want each committee to do likewise, that also is possible. But we have a consolidated report.
Madam Chair.
Nyamina is?
Honorable Chair, like if you look at the clause is very clear, clause 93 is very clear. We are talking about the consolidated report. But the clause is saying, considering the estimate, the Committee of Supplies shall take into consideration the reported financing and recommendation of the Assembly committees and the finance and public account committees. Meaning as we are going, we can be dealing with both reports. Individual reports from committees and of course the consolidated report. So what we are simply saying, the write-up, it is already done by the committees. Each of these committees, they have their reports. And each of these reports, they already make their cuttings, adjustment and everything, where they want to cut and where they want to adjust. I think going by that report, then committees can take the lead and guide us. Where do they intend to cut and where do they intend to adjust? So there now, honorable members will come up and criticize if they deem fit. This is exactly what we can do. The writing is already there.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I think if they are taking of...
Madam Chair, you are not seeing us there.
They see you. Wait, you have to wait. It's time.
Your mic is off.
Your mic. Mic. Okay.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, I think we are all these people are talking of the same thing. Yesterday, the report should have been adopted. So we move a motion to suspend it. So the report is not even adopted as of yet of the FPAC. So I think you have to report the report of the FPAC and the FPAC to delete because all the committees has submitted their report to the FPAC and it's a consolidated fund. So the FPAC can lead, and when we go to any head, any person who wants to say something, then you can come in. But let the FPAC take the lead.
Thank you. Yes, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I think honorable member of Nyame now made sense. Let's proceed with the reports. It's simple. So anybody who has any other issue, you can raise it. I'm saying let's go by the recommendation made by honorable member of Nyamina East.
They will just take a decision
along
the line.
We are wasting a lot of time on this issue.
Anybody who has any corrections or observations or proposed amendments, like has been done by the honorable member for Upper Salum, this is Upper Salum, this is Serekunda, along the line, whilst dealing with head number 1, you can also come on board.
Can I make a proposal?
Amendments, yeah?
Yes. Chair. You're giving the floor. I propose that since our committee, Public Accounts Committee, has a consolidated report, we be allowed to lead and report on each item. Where head 1, we report on that, and we give you each item where we are proposing to make a cut.
But
honourable members,
that will not stop honourable members from coming.
No, wait. Let me finish my proposal. Let me finish my proposal, madam. Then honourable members will be left to come in where they deem fit, and then we move.
Let's take a decision. Let's go by the proposal submitted by the honourable member for Serekunda. Honourable member for Serekunda, please. Please, I'm pleading, can we just go by it? At the end of the day, we'll all partake in the debate. And that is the important thing.
Chair.
And we are not going outside the provisions of the standing orders.
Chair. Yes, Chair.
I just proposal, Chair.
Chair. Yeah, what I'm saying, the beauty about these committees, they've met the relevant ministries and they have identified areas of concern, where to cut and where not to cut. And their decision is based on technical advice. They should be in better position to direct this entire assembly. When they lead the discussion, it will open up for members to bring their suggestion. But of course, they should be there to guide us that you want to cut in this area, but if you cut, this is the repercussion. So they should be given the leadway to lead us, while it will not stop us from contributing as well. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
To come on board.
Yes.
I think that is what we should do. Otherwise, we'll just be arguing. We'll spend almost half an hour or 45 minutes arguing. So can we allow FPAC to, let's start with head 1, and then, sorry. Honourable members, can we all look at clause, where is it? Look at your page 54 of our standing orders, where it says amendments, 491, 91 subclause 4. Amendments may be made to an item, subhead, or estimate within the estimates. Amendments proposed to the estimates in the Committee of Supply shall be in writing, blah, blah, blah. It's here. Any proposed amendment, notice of which has not been given, shall be handed to the clerk. Sorry, it is being proposed that FPAC submit the report as a form of notification. For amendments, so that the various committees can use that, their various, because the FPAC report contains the attachments of all the committees. I stand to be corrected. I was not here yesterday, but I think that was what happened. The reports were consolidated, but in addition to the consolidated report, they also have the reports from the various committees. Am I right? Yes. So,
Madam Chair.
it is a very simple matter.
Madam Chair.
FPAC will take the lead. Can I make a ruling? Can we proceed, please? Head 1, FPAC, please, on head 1, prepare your recommendations, amendments, or whatnot.
Yes, yes.
Can you take the lead on head 1?
Yes.
Please, yes, thank you. Please, can we proceed? Let's make progress.
I have objection.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes. Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes. Yes, thank you. On head 01.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, clarification before we start.
Madam Chair.
No.
Table office, can you come and assist us here, please? Can you, FPAC, proceed?
Yes. On head 01. On head 01. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Lead the debates, and honorable members, when they come to the various committees, the chairpersons of the various committees and honorable members of the specific committee can come on board, and we have their views. Otherwise,
yes. Thank you, Honorable Chair. On head 01, that is the Office of the President. The committee is recommending a cut of 35 million, and I will show you where we recommend the cuts to be made. The first cut to be made, we are on page 41 of the estimate, is the electricity, water and sewage. Electricity, water and sewage, which is on 2212-102. On page 41 of the estimate, on top, that's 8 million. 8 million. We are cutting 8 million. Okay. No, I already submitted the list of what the cuts. I already submitted.
reading the proposals. Now
yes, I'm reading the proposals.
It is open to honorable members to make their amendments or otherwise.
We are proposing a total cut of 35 million from the Office of the President. And I'm going to show you where those cuts are from.
And where the items.
Are we together? Okay. The first item is electricity, water, and sewage. We cut 8 million from that budget line item.
Can you note
We cut 8 million from that budget line item.
Yes.
Then, if you continue further, the purchase of fuel and lubricants, we propose a cut of 3 million from that line item.
That is 3101.
Yes, 3101, purchase of fuel and lubricants. Then we move to the operating cost, right in the middle of the page.
Yes.
1124. We are proposing a cut of 1 million.
11?
Operating cost.
Yes, operating cost, yes. No, allow him to learn. You will all have an opportunity.
He said he's going fast.
He's going fast. Yes, please slow down. Slow down so that everybody will record what you're saying.
Okay, I know, I'm just coming down. The code
Please slow down so it will be captured.
Okay.
Yes. Start again.
Now, some are not even listening. So, the first one, electricity, water and sewage under general administration. We are proposing a cut of 8 million. Are we together? Under the same general administration, purchase of fuel and lubricants, we are proposing a cut of 3 million.
Do you have the item?
2213.
We know we can read it, but
yes.
This is being recorded. You need to read the subhead and the item.
Yes,
That's
okay.
what is to be recorded.
Okay.
In fact, I got the subhead.
We have it, but he should read it.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go into details. Let's detail out every item.
Okay, the general administration, because when you say the general administration, that is the subhead. Exactly, under the office of the president. Okay.
No, I think it's better you say Office of the President 01, head 01. Then the items on the strategy or whatever, general administration 0101. Then 22, so and so. So that you will get the itemized. Read the code. That's what you say. The code, am I right? Yes. Read the code. Read the code, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Start again.
Are we together? Yes. Code 01, Office of the President. Strategy, Policy and Management, which is 0101. Are we together? Electricity, water and sewage. Exactly. Which is the 0101. Are we together? We propose a cut of 8 million. From electricity, water and sewage, which is 2212102. What?
Yes, Upper Fuller.
Yes, I just want to know, the honorable member, can you just do it this way? Call the code first. Yes, so like for example, the first one will be 221-3101, isn't it? No, 221-2102. Then you name the item, and then you say how much cut, and now the new number. So if you take 25 million minus 8, it's now going to be 17 million, isn't it? You understand it that way?
So I'm going to name the cut. I'm also going to tell you the balance.
No,
I mean, tell me, because you're making me confused. Because if I tell you the cut, you should know what is there left.
No, call the code. Force the code. Yeah?
Madam Chair.
Man, I just tell you the cut.
Let him propose the cut. It is agreeable. Very well.
No, first thing I said was.
Then you come up with your proposal.
The first thing I said was
really,
the code.
We cannot be arguing on this.
And we are not making progress, to be honest.
We cannot be arguing on this particular. Our proposals, they are not final figures yet. Let's understand that.
I'm just saying,
give you.
the heading, the head code is important because
the
then
head code is important,
yes.
And he has given the head code. The head code is there. 102, 2212, 102. Take it down, note it. He will be giving the codes as he goes along. Yes, please. Back.
So do I start again or? Okay. The second one, still under the same code, Office of the President, 0101, which is Strategy, Policy and Management, under General Administration, code 2213101, which is Purchase of Fuel and Lubricants. Are we together? We are proposing a cut of 3 million. Exactly. Can I move? Under the same subcode, all right, under the same subcode, which is 222-1124, reading operating costs, right in the middle of the page, 222-1124 operating costs, we are proposing a cut of 1 million. Okay? Then continue down further, same subcode 3112118, which is furniture and fittings. Mm. 3112118, furniture and fittings. We are proposing a cut of 2 million. Are we together? Yes. Then I go further down, same subcode 222-1104, reading upkeep of state guards. Are we together?
Hello, hello. You see, what is important, you must also read the subhead. So the subhead, we have the head, the subhead, and the item. Yes, which is another subhead, it seems. The ministry should assist us with that. So, yes, it should be subhead and then the item.
Can I repeat it again? Under subhead 010102, management of household division. Then we, okay, 322-1104, which is upkeep of state guards, we are proposing a cut of 5 million. Can we go on? 5 million. Now, if you go to the next page, which is page 42, the subhead 010103, which is centralized services, on page 42, page 42, the second item. The second item, which is 2215101, which reads conferences, workshops, and seminars. We are proposing a cut of 2 million. That is the office of the president. Then we move on to the office of the vice president. Are we together? Yeah, because it's the same code, 01. That's the BE.
No, he should continue with the head.
I should continue.
He should continue until we finish the head.
Yes, exactly. Now I'm moving to page 43, which is
subhead.
I understand it if you say that you don't have any recommendations on the remaining
yes, I want to do that way.
items under page 42. So now you're moving on to 43.
Okay.
So that we'll
He's
all
going to another
understand,
subhead,
all be
yes.
together.
Okay.
Huh?
It's going to another subhead, yes, it's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
It's under the head.
I'm moving to another subhead, which is 0111, which is office of the vice president.
Vice President. On page 43.
43. Subcode 011105, management of the office of the vice president. Are we together?
Yeah.
If
Yes.
on the code 2212103, which is rents and rates, we are proposing a cut of 15 million.
15.
Rents and rates, we are proposing a cut of 15 million. No? Okay, no, we are done. No, we are done now. Under the OP, those are the cuts we've indicated. and that should give you a total of 36 million, and that covers both that code 01.
Is it?
Check.
It's 35.
35.
35. What is
No,
the
I should
total?
have 36. I have 36.
The total figure.
Yes, of the courts is 36 million. 36. Yes. Yes.
Confirm. It is 36 million, 36. That is they're proposing to be cut. Are we all together on the figure? Now that is the proposal on 01. On the
Yes, that's our proposal.
subheads.
Yes, that's our proposal.
Okay.
The minister wants to say something.
Now, yes, we will have to go one by one. Honorable member for.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. If I take you back to page 41. Yeah, page 41. General Administration 211-1204 on allowances. Can we reduce the allowances? Because allowances are not right, they are privileges. We can further reduce them back to 2019 rate because we are in a pandemic, so we need to make cuts. And if I am proposing that we reduce them. And also, if we go back to conferences, workshops, and seminars.
Point of order. Chair, there is a procedure. If there is a procedure, if any member wants any court, that person must write it and send it to you. And that will be read as an amendment. It's like we cannot just enter into a debate, everybody say court here and there. If the member has any proposal, the procedure is to write it and send it there. And indicate.
As we are proceeding, during the process, if any honorable member has any proposals, just drop a note and we'll allow him or her to read it aloud and then everybody will capture it.
The subject now is the
Just
FPAC
to conform
proposal. Yeah. The
to the
FPAC proposal
provisions of the standing
can now be reflected on by the minister, etc., so
the
that
minister
we
will
know.
respond to it.
Okay, and if you go to page 43, State Guard Battalion.
Let's allow him to. Let's allow her to complete her intervention.
2019, there was 0, 2020, 0, and 2021, 7 million. I am writing it down, but I need to put your attention.
Referring to. Honorable member for Basse. Please, can you, honorable member for Basse.
Chair.
Please, can we exercise decorum? No,
Chair.
Please, let us get it clear.
Chair.
We all want to be together.
Hey.
We all want to be together. Two people cannot have the floor at the same time. So let us just be patient. Now, where are you proposing?
No,
on page 41?
Page 43.
Please.
43?
Yeah. Since we are in a pandemic, we cannot start putting on new budget lines. There was no travel expenses, 2019 0, 2020
Point of
0.
order, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair.
I'm on my.
The procedure is clear. What is being done now is not in line with the procedure. She will rate any amendment must be submitted.
And it will be. That's what she has a right to raise the amendment and then just be able to submit it. Submit the amendment. Let the amendment be submitted.
Come. Whoever wants to do the same thing, please. We are wasting our time. Please.
Any honorable member who wishes to raise a proposal, please can you forward it to the table office? Please, any honorable member. Yes.
Yes, that's it. Say 2. 12.
Madam Speaker, can I ask a question, please?
Madam Kerr.
Me.
Madam Kerr.
Yes, I want to ask a question for clarity. Now, FPAC have indicated areas where they want us to, where they propose cuttings. It's been indicated here. Now, that's one. Those you are asking, those anybody who wants to propose any cutting to give it to you, to submit it by writing. Now, what will be the stand of members now on the cutting that they do? Is it that it's automatic? Any cutting that they propose to you is automatic? So, okay. What I want to propose before calling for members to submit their cuts, let's discuss on FPAC's presentation cut first. Agree on whether it's right to cut or not to cut. Then we can open floor for members to bring their submission. Or we allow the minister to say something.
Honorable Member for Woolly West, Chairperson FPAC.
We are complicating a matter which is very simple. Honorable Chair, there is no harm people submitting their suggestions. And globally, we look at them with that submitted by FPAC. We should not do it piecemeal, do FPAC, then you come and do it on the same matter, same O1. So let me get all the suggestions that they want to make for O1. And then you read them out. And then people will give their minds as to what they think about them.
They have a right to submit. They have a right to submit. We agreed to the standing orders, and that is exactly what the standing orders say. So we have to go by that. But my view also is that we cannot stop members from expressing their views. We cannot stop them from expressing their views. Now the proposals will come, whether we agree on cut A or cut B or cut Y. That's another thing. No, actually, we are not taking proposals. We are proceeding. Please. So just a second.
Madam Kerr.
O01. No, Honorable Member, I'm not going to take your observations. Please. There's another one there. But the procedure is not wrong. It has not been suspended. It has not been suspended. Or you want to move for it to be suspended? Okay, move and see whether it will be. Move your motion. Move for it to be suspended. We're just wasting time. Move. You can move for it to be suspended. And we take a vote.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to move a motion that we suspend clause 91(3) of the standing order, and thereby, I don't get you, and thereby we will, any issue that an individual member has, then it will be expressed verbally for the House to discuss, rather than making it in writing and submission. Thank you.
Counter motion. Thank you. There is no counter motion. We're going to take a seconder on the motion.
No.
Any seconder?
No seconder.
No, please, any seconder? No, we're not taking a counter motion. There's a motion on the floor. Let's deal with that. Any seconder?
I'm seconding the motion.
Yes, you are seconding the motion.
Yes.
Yes, it has been moved and seconded.
Counter motion.
Please, can you put your... It has been moved. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the relevant provisions, that is provision of the standing orders, clause 91(3), be suspended. That is the motion. Am I right? Nyamina is. You see, you are not even following. Nyamina is. That is your motion for 91 sub 3 to be suspended, and it has been seconded. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. No. So the noes have it. We are proceeding. No, Honorable, let's be fair. You've been given ample opportunity. Please. Please, yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Madam, I think we are taking too long on the whole issue. The procedure has been agreed. I think we go by the procedure now so that we forge ahead.
Okay. So may I request that we read the proposals loud? Okay, the first proposal we have on the head read by FPAC, that is under O1, is for amendment that the estimates for head O1 be reduced by $5 million in respect of head 010131 and item 221102. And the estimate for head 08, please, you want to write it down, be increased by 208 million in respect of subhead 0801, item 3112, 101 for vehicles for the minister, it says, in line with recommendation of the Standing Committee on Defense and Security.
Madam, you are confusing us.
I'm not confusing anybody. I'm just reading. No. I am reading what has been submitted by honorable members in compliance with clause 90. I'm not confusing anybody.
Madam Speaker.
This item under...
Madam Speaker.
This is under head 01. Honorable member for Serekunda, isn't it under head 1?
Yes, Honorable Chair, you are doing the right thing, but if we concentrate on the FPAC ones, and then the additional ones are also read, and then we allow the minister to reflect on them, then members will see how we can take them one by one for approval. Yes, I think if we finish with the...
FPAC has already read their proposals, and that is what the member for FPAC read, amounting to a total reduction of 36 million. This is part of this.
Madam Chair. Form hearing.
No, we want to take the observations under O1 so that the Honorable Minister can respond to them. Or your counsel.
Madam Chair, I think Honorable Member of Serekunda did suggest that we look at the FPAC report, the report that they made first, the observation. Do we agree to that? They have reported, but there are certain budget lines. Me, I have an observation to make. Yeah, this is what I want to make before you come. Yes.
Point of observation, ma'am.
Honorable members, please on page 41, item 311-2101, vehicles for it to be reduced from $8 million to $6 million. Page 41. That's your observation. Yes. Good. No, please. No. Banjul North is proposing, with the savings made under 01, we allocate some amount to the subvented institutions. That is what I have. Thank you. I don't know where this is from, but anyway, it's Office of the President proposal, head item 22111012, presidential visit to the provinces, cut by $4 million. Please, can you note that as well? Honorable, are you okay? Code 221101. That is on the head 01. Presidential visit to the provinces is saying that total cut will be $4 million. Have I recorded you correctly? Yes. To 4. Very well. Okay. Now, I don't know. This is also a proposal, but I don't know from who. Honorable nominated member Jaite. 011401. Office of the Vice President, which are all under 01, head 1. Civil Service, Institutional Rationalization and Coordination. 2217107. The description is consultancy, to be reduced by $3 million. That is the proposal, to be reduced by $3 million. Right. Then another code 3112102, vehicles, to be cut by $1 million. Am I reading you correctly? Because the handwriting is not very clear. 0112, human resources management. The code is 2219102. Training, I think that's the description, to be reduced by $20 million. To be, yeah, that's the same, cut by $20 million. We still have some more proposals. Banjul South, you were saying that, Honorable Member for Banjul South, are you still going by your submission? No? Okay, thank you. Office of the President, General Administration, President's Office to the Provinces, 221104. 2020 says $6 million, 2021 $10 million, proposing a reduction to $6 million by Honorable Member for Sami. Am I quoting you correctly? Good. Upper Fuladu West, proposed cuts, code 2111204, I have to excuse my mathematics, is $44,518,000. Then 2213102, $1,500,000. Are these your proposals? Okay. Then the 010103 is proposing 0, 011404110. Are we all together? As we proceed, we'll get clarification. You are not with you. Upper Fuladu, is it from Upper Fuladu that you are not clear on? Okay. Now, proposed cuts, code 2111, 111, 204. Please, honorable nominated member, can you allow me? Or does allow? No, it's all right. We can only hear one voice. It's allowances. I have been made to understand. I have not checked it, but my technical team is saying that
if they put the subhead, it will help. Is the subhead there?
It's called subhead, but since it is not here, I'll not be able to read it offhand. So you have to
the one who should
that.
in their proposal they should mention that.
2111, 204. Under general administration. Now look for the code under general administration. You have it 010101. Now the 204, he is proposing a cut of 44 million. So, sorry, can you come again? You have to read from what you have submitted. Actually, you are saying the figure should now read 44,51800 instead of 49. Then what happens to the remaining ones? Those are also cuts. Okay. Under this code, it should read 44,518. That is the code 211-211-204. Are we together, Councillor? You are now with
He should
us?
indicate what he is cutting. Did you mention that?
Yeah, Madam Chair, it would have been helpful if he indicated the code and the subheading. Yes, and what? No, but the subheading is missing. The code.
John.
Madam Chair.
John, that's why I ask you to bring it so that I can do those things.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah,
I ask you, bring
correct,
it now so
exactly.
that I can do it.
That will help a lot.
Your mic.
It says proposal for cuttings, general administration, allowances to be cut by 9 million. Who submitted it? Okay.
Yeah,
Can you indicate here, Kiang Central?
Good.
Thank you. Honorable member for Central Badibu. Honorable member for Central Badibu is proposing a reduction under budget code 221102 under general administration. That's the presidential visit to the provinces, to be reduced from 10 million to 6 million. From 10 million, you may have similar proposals, but this is from, it's clearly written from Honorable Member for Central Badibu. Sorry, just a second. These are two more. Honorable Member for Jara West. 01, that is Office of the President. 0101, under General Administration, 010101. Code 211204. There was a proposal on that. That is the allowances, 49,245,910 to be reduced to 30 million. Have I read you right? Yeah, okay, thanks. Then, from the Honorable Majority Leader, 01, Office of the President, General Administration, 211-204, is still allowances from 45,245,910 to be reduced to 44,518. I think that's the same figure with Honorable Member for Fatou. Then Management of Household Division, 222-1104, Upkeep of State House, 20 million to be reduced to 15 million. Is there any submission that, yes, Bintang Karanlai? Yes, okay. Thank you. Head 01, Subhead 010110, State Guard Battalion, 22-1101, travel expenses, 7 million. I propose a cut. He is proposing a cut of 2 million. Sorry. To make it 5 million. Are we together? Lower Flood West, on the General Administration, on the Head 01, 22-13102, Maintenance of Vehicles, 2 million. Lower Flood, you're saying 2 million should be cut to 3 million. Can you revisit that?
Yes. 2021 is 5 million. I'm proposing to cut 2 million out of the 5 million. Thank you.
Okay. The figure is 5 million.
Where is 5 million?
To be cut to 3 million. To be cut by 2 million to make the figure 3 million. Are we together? Huh? You are no. You are can you address the chair? You are suggesting a reduction of 2 million to bring it to 3 million. It was 5. We just want to make sure that I'm not quoting anybody incorrectly. Honorable Member for Ilyasa, still under 01, 2212-102, presidential visits. Do I take it to the provinces? To be cut 4 million, that is what I have seen here. Cut 4 million, 2212-102, electricity and water, reduced 15 million. 2213-101, purchase of fuel, cut 10 million. 2213-102, maintenance of vehicles, reduced 2 million. Operating cost, 222-1124, 1 million. Office equipment, 311-2117, 1 million reduction. 312101, vehicles, reduction of 5 million. 311-2118, furniture, reduced by 1 million. And 222-1104, upkeep of state guards, cut 10 million. 222-1114, then upkeep of state. Honorable member for Ilyasa. You're not following. We are reading your proposal. What's your last item? Your last item. Can you confirm that? Upkeep of state what? Huh? State House. Good. You see? State House. 10 million. From Honorable Member for Serekunda, under 01, item 01, item, okay, head 01, head 01, item 01010, that is General Administration, code 22-11102, visit to the provinces, to be reduced by 5 million. That's the proposal, 1. And add to head 0801, that is Minister of Interior, item 311-2101, vehicles for the minister. But I was thinking that Interior is under a separate ministry. Yes, so we are dealing with head 1. So let's, yes, we will, yeah, but it's proposing for a reallocation. Yes, but the reduction on 22-1102, that is the visit to the provinces, for it to be reduced by 5 million. So that is correct. Okay. You can always reserve the other one for the minister. Manette number, who is it? Talinding.
Chair.
Honorable member for Talinding. Management of Household Division. Under head 01. Yes. This is the code 222-1104. That is the upkeep of state guards. I'm proposing that we leave it as it is. They are not entitled to any other benefits. Oh, that is his observation. There is no recommendation, no proposal. Yes. I thought we had already dealt with yours. Honorable member for Nyani. 01-211-1101, basic salary. Well, I don't know, but since it is submitted, let me just read it. Yeah, let me just read it. I mean, he has a right to submit. The president's salary to be reduced from 255,000 to 155. Compare it to the last person of his staff. Anyway, that is what is here. Then all Yundum.
Hello.
Honorable member for all Yundum OP, let us maintain, he says, maintain the following. General administration, you are not suggesting any, okay, the cuttings come under 3112101. That is the vehicles. 2 million, cut by 2 million. Furniture and fittings, which is 3112118 by 1 million. The upkeep of State House to remain, according to you. Honorable member for Bakau, head 01, the code 22111, that is 11101, General Administration, Travel Allowance, proposing a cut of 5 million from the travel allowances. We have done this. We have also done all this. Sorry. Kiang Central, under centralized services, under head 01, code 2213101, purchase of fuel and lubricants. Proposed cut of $100,000. Kiang Central. I think we should all try to concentrate so that we'll all be together. So these are the proposals, recommendations from honorable members vis-à-vis what the FPAC has proposed. So what do we do next? Pardon?
If I'm allowed. Yes. Yes. Yes, I know, in following procedure, it's just my suggestion is with the cuts proposed by FPAC, for members to vote on it, we allow the person that proposed it, the FPAC member, to explain why these cuts, to defend the cuts. And when we come to the cuts that are proposed by the individual honorable members, if you pick up a cut, you read it, you allow the individual member to defend the cut and say why we put it to a vote. So we put the cuts to a vote by one.
Observation, Madam Speaker.
Procedure. We will not make any progress then.
Observation. Observation, Madam Speaker.
Since we have received the proposals, maybe we can, you cannot hear? No, we read all the proposals. Now, what we probably can do, now like for instance, electricity. FPAC is proposing 8 million. Now the proposals that we have received, anyone dealing with electricity, any proposals on electricity, then we justify. And then to fuel, operating costs, furniture and fittings.
Observation, Honorable Speaker.
Because
Honorable Speaker, thank you. My observation is, I think it will be unfair. Yes, I think it will be unfair if we want to say that a member from the FPAC to come and defend. The minister is here. It is the minister's responsibility to defend the budget, but not a member. The member is there for us to scrutinize exactly and know. No, but what she was proposing is for what she proposed was that the members should come and defend. That's what she said. The minister's responsible.
Chair. Well, you know, yes, I'm just trying to say what to say, because for me, the whole thing is now confusing to me. Let me say why. FPAC was mandated to look at what we are now looking at. We have done that in all honesty and sincerity. And the fundamental objective we had in mind was to cut down the deficit. And we did that. Now, we are going back over the same thing again. Even the items that we dealt with are all being dealt with, which means that essentially it was useless for us to have done what we have done. So what are we driving at here now? Do we have confidence in our committees, or we don't have confidence in our committees? I thought we would just look at the committee reports and review them. But when we submitted our reports, this should have been the job that the Parliament would have done. Review at our report in relation to what we were supposed to do. And I think we did that. I don't know, because the committee's report was submitted, the consolidated reports were submitted, our report was submitted, consolidated reports were reported, and then we are doing the same thing here. The way I see we are going is fine, if that's what Parliament wants. But I promise you, you can complete it for me. Okay. Well, you know, I don't know when we will have time to finish what we have, because we are just on 01. We have not even started. So, if you want, we can continue the way we are, but next time, don't ask FPAC to do what you are asking.
No problem, no problem.
To continue. The decision is not mine. I just preside by what honorable members decide to do. In fact, I don't even have a right of vote. So it's the honorable members. So, but let us all just be guided by the provisions of our standing orders. Of course, taking into consideration that time is also of the essence. And let us not duplicate efforts. Let us not duplicate efforts.
Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think the way forward is now very clear, that FPAC has done work, and one leg is to cut the deficits, and that is their focus. The other that they have not done is cut to increase what the committees have recommended, because all of us are part of committees. For example, my recommendation is coming from our committee. So which means that the committee's recommendations is what we should really have an input in terms of reduction to increase the areas which has not been the objective of FPAC. I think if that directs us, we'll move with speed. But if you want to go to individuals thinking of what to do and they are part of committees, that will be out of the map.
You were amongst the first to, yeah, the mic is on, sorry, to propose that we go by the standing orders and submit our proposals, or for you to submit your proposals.
Honorable Chair.
And it was, and it was based on that honorable members agreed and submitted their proposals.
Exactly.
So unless we want to negate or go back and try to look for maybe just I'm coming faster procedure, because we've been here since 11 o'clock or 11:30 and it's getting to 1:30 and we haven't made much progress. So let's think fast on how. Bear in mind how we proceeded last year.
Yes.
And it was done smoothly.
Yes, ma'am.
Me, definitely for me, I am not putting that down, or imposing anything. But I would have really loved for us to go head by head, bearing in mind the report of FPAC and also the input of the various committees. For me, that would have simplified the matter. Kantora.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, for giving me the floor. You see, if you could recall, I did mention this, that the committees has an advantage to have an interface with these ministries. Concerns have been raised, they put it into account. Where to court, where not to court. FPAC has led a report, allowed the minister to respond, and we took a vote on them. If we want to give individual preference here, it's almost 2 o'clock now, and we didn't even finish head one. So obviously, let us not render the work of FPAC and other committee futile. So please, let's proceed as it is. Given individual preference, you might even ask for a court you cannot even justify that per court, just for the reason that, yes, I have the power to court. Thank you.
Honorable.
I will take FPAC.
Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Chair.
Sami. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chair, for giving me the floor. Madam, time is going. Yes, I know time is going. We know what FPAC have done. They have done a very good job. But members' ideas also is very important. Let's also look at that.
Honorable Chair.
So the ideas members proposed, if at all,
I think we are all missing a very important point. Nobody is saying that FPAC has not done a good job. Nobody is saying that honorable members cannot have their input. Please, can you let me land? That is them. Now, let us go by FPAC. They have made their proposals. Now, any counter proposal to what they have made?
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Look at what FPAC has proposed in terms of cut on electricity. They have proposed a cut of what? How much? 8 million. 8 million. Any counter proposals? And then,
Honorable
you
Chair,
want to say?
I want to say something. You see, if you've listened to our deliberation yesterday, myself and the honorable member for Woolly West, we said, instead of actually us doing the cutting, we asked the ministry themselves, because they know their operational priorities. They know that more than us. Because again, we are members of the parliament, but how these ministries work, sometimes we do not know. And that's the reason why we gave them the opportunity to help us reduce, and then we take it up. But where a ministry actually did not reduce, then we take it up ourselves. Now, sometimes they have given us information during the meeting that they may not be available here. An example, when we saw here to cut upkeep of state guards, one would have said, you guys are mad. Why do you want to do that? But that is from them. They say it's okay to cut 5 million. Now, on the rents and rates from the Office of the Vice President, we requested for the list of all the rental payments that we have to pay. And when we calculated it, it was over by 15 million. Then they said, cut that place. So I think for us, we are just, no, I don't have to justify for anybody, but we asked them to justify. And that's what we gave them. So I think, Honorable Speaker, to make it very easy, once we present what the report from any of the committee said, then we can go maybe head by head. If anyone has any issue in it, then we mention it. Because the FPAC report is not supreme. It doesn't mean that whatever we say is going to happen. No. Members also have the authority to also say anything. But if you do it head by head, it's going to make it much easier for all of us. Because if you mention stationery, for example, nobody else is going to mention stationery. And then we could just continue.
That was what I said. We go head by head. But you also have to understand that it's difficult to capture 58 views. suggestions, proposals at the same time. So sometimes we have to be reasonable in our approach. Everybody wants to be heard. Do what I say, do what I say. We will not make any progress. Let us see what is reasonable and what is right, and we go by that.
Yeah.
We've always gone head by head.
Yes.
We have always gone head by head. Honorable Member for Woolly West, am I right? We have always gone head by head. So let's proceed with head by head.
And that would avoid duplication.
For me, sorry, I'm sorry.
Chair, I think you are right. We've been going head by head, and we have really made progress, Chair. Can I speak?
Can I be heard? Can I be heard, Madam?
Under head 1, President's visit to the proposed to the provinces. Yes. Yes, Sami. That it be reduced to 6 million.
Yeah, 6 million is okay.
Yeah, that is one observation.
Yes, that's my suggestion too.
6 million.
Speaker,
Sorry.
just to give the justification for the 6 million, the previous year, 2020, we approved 6 million. Given the fact that this is COVID-19 year, I think it's better not to increase the visits, but to maintain a single visit within the year as required by the Constitution, and we give them again another 6 million. Thank you.
You?
In agreement with that? Yes.
Yeah, I made a proposal for the cut of 5 million, but our committee saw the need to provide a vehicle to the Minister of Interior. So that is why, even though FPAC is suggesting reduction of the deficit, which is part of the principle, but the other principle is to reduce in order to increase elsewhere. And that's why we have asked for a reduction of 5 million to provide the minister with a vehicle, and we'll also, when we get to the other heads, we'll be recommending that 5 million where it will also go in terms of the Navy for fuel,
That
etc.
is the recommendation for the reallocation.
Yes.
But do you agree, are we agreeable on the reduction of 6 million?
I would still say 5 million would be my proposal, unless members in.
What, we vote, but there are two figures. Yeah, there are two figures. It is, sorry.
Ask the minister to explain, and then we proceed.
Let's allow the Honorable Minister to explain, so that we'll take a vote on the figure. Honorable Minister. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, fortunately, we have the SG here, but the reality is that average trip is more than 6 million, one trip. If the restriction is to make one for the year, that's fine, but the SG is here to make maybe further clarification. If technically, is that a norm for the SG to allow? Can we allow the SG, or I cannot?
Let's remember one thing on what the Constitution says. It says the President shall visit at least once, at least. So that means this discretion is upon the President to go twice or 3 or 4 times. We need to be very careful of that. So the Constitution is not restricting him to one, but at least one.
Can I be heard, Madam Speaker?
I know I don't have the right to vote, but I remember during our deliberations, it was raised that over the years, the presidential tour, I stand to be corrected, the statutory requirement has always been done once. If my memory serves me right. Am I right, Honorable?
Yes, yes.
You are right.
But can I make a compromise proposal? I want to propose something that is going to be a compromise solution. 6 million. 6 million. Yes. No, to cut 4 from 10. Yes. Reduce by 4. Yes.
Can I also make a proposal? Can I also make a proposal?
We are taking a vote on it.
No. You have to take.
Proposals are on the floor. Proposals are on the floor.
I also want to make another proposal.
Madam Kerr.
No, but you know the procedures in voting.
Madam Kerr.
It's like motions. You have if you don't agree on a
Madam Kerr.
motion, you don't vote in favor of it.
No. That's a different figure, Madam Speaker. Madam Chair. That's a different figure. Madam Chair, I have a proposal, please. Excuse me. That's a different figure, Madam Chair.
Do you allow me? There's a different figure. So we're going to take votes on 3 or 4 or 5 different figures. If that is what you want,
Madam Speaker,
I cannot see how we can take a vote on 4 different figures. Sorry.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I think it's better for us to move to another heading and give the office of the President.
No, honorable members, it appears to me sitting here that most honorable members suggested, as per their observations, 6 million. So I think it is only proper for us to vote on the 6 million. If it is not carried, then we take another proposal or propose.
Madam Speaker, can I be heard? Can I be heard, please?
But I'm not taking any further figures.
Yes, can I be heard, please? Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving me the floor. Taken by the explanation from the FPAC committee, I think the best way is what they have recommended for cutting. We focus on those budget lines. And I think from him, he said it was given to those people, to the office of the President, to decide where to cut. And this is the area where they decided. Now, if they don't decide on the travel or President visit to the province, why should we cut it? Because let me tell you, the President, excuse me. Honorable Chair. No, I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, the President, okay, let me come. I stand to be corrected. I stand to be corrected.
You are missing the point.
Yes,
so it needs to be clarified.
Yes.
That was not what Honorable Member for FPAC said.